Today we're going to be talking about Klout. Now, what is Klout? Klout's a website that's actually gotten pretty popular lately. There's been some write-ups about it in the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, so it's needless to say getting a little bit of clout on its own. Now, it's a social media analytics website, and it tracks social media analytics for individual users based off of their social media influence. Now, this is how it tracks it. It's off of, does the content drive discussion? Do you engage a large network of people? And do you consistently receive action or reaction from your users? So really that's what drives it. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. In fact, you could have a pretty small but consistent network of followers that could range probably in the hundreds. However, if they're constantly interacting with you, retweeting you, or at least mentioning you, that's going to drive up your realm of influence. Also, if you're active on several websites, this is going to bring up your score a bit as well. So with that being said, what's my score? My score is actually 54. Now, according to Clout, that's because I have a consistent user network. Now, my followers are usually about in the 450 range on Twitter, and I have about 600 friends on Facebook. According to the New York Times, anyone who's in the 40s is usually a strong but niche network. So I guess I'm a little bit above strong, a little bit above niche. And that's according to New York Times, not to Klout themselves. To raise the score, though, you have to have social followers, but also inspire interaction and reaction. So like I said before, it doesn't matter really how many followers you have, it's how much you interact with them. It's also how much you yourself interact on your social media networks. Do you constantly have new media? Are you having enough content? Are you driving this content to be retweeted? Now, some of the criticisms that have been said is, what if someone doesn't have any knowledge of how to use these social media networks, but for instance, they send one tweet of a video and it goes viral, and immediately their Klout score will drive up. This is something that Klout says that they're trying to work on right now, and it's a kink they're trying to work out of their system in order to get a fair score. Another complaint that people have is it's creating a social media caste system. So for instance, maybe you're not as influential as someone else because you're in the 20s or you're in the 30s, and maybe you're going for a job against somebody whose influence is in the 70s. How are you going to compete with that? That leads to my question for you, which is this the new social credit score? For instance, if you're trying to buy something, for instance, a house, a car, they'll check your credit score just to see how your credit stands. Is this the new social media credit? Now, I'd like for you to tweet back at me at RumorMedia or at Sarah Ziba, SarahZiba. Let me know what you think. So is Klout the new social media credit score? Let me know what you think.